do 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 do.
Welcome back to the podcast.
We've only been gone a week, as you may know.
This is next week, yeah.
Welcome to next week. It's still 2021.
And also we got a new studio, so this is coming to you live.
We're just kidding. It's actually 2022.
Yes, this is season 2.
That was our lame excuse for telling ourselves that it was okay that we took a year and a half off.
Yeah, that
we really did get pretty busy, but
yeah. But so
welcome
we are
back
with a local today. This is Subourbon Southern Kitchen. It's a new restaurant up around Worthington.
I thought it was in Dublin, but I have
it's like in between Dublin and Worthington.
I have the worst internal map. You could have said it's in Polaris, and I would have been like, "That's right, that's correct." Okay, so tell them what you ordered.
So I got I should say the name is very clever. It's Subourbon. Bourbon, like the sad man's drink. Yep. Yep. So it's not suburban, it's suburban.
Suburban.
Oh.
Bourbon chicken.
So I actually got the Burb burger.
Burb burger.
It's got a bourbon barbecue sauce or something like that.
Shock.
Yeah.
They had an Impossible version. I think that's really coming in hot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Impossible versions of.
Impossible. What'd you get?
I got the chicken fried chicken, which I kind of felt like was a little redundant.
Do they fry it in chicken?
Chicken fried chicken. I think it actually has to do with the way it's breaded, like country fried. There's chicken fried steak, and the way that they bread it is kind of like how they would traditionally fry fried chicken. Maybe I am completely wrong, but
you can tell me anything. You could tell me that they melt chicken down and fry it in chicken.
The way that you understand food recipes is kind of similar to the way that I understand map directions. So I could probably just say something and you'd be like, all right, that adds up. This video was not sponsored by IBC cream soda, but that's what we're drinking.
But if you do, IBC, who owns you?
Some rich eccentric man, I'm sure.
Yeah, sponsor us if you want. Refreshing.
We also got a jalapeno cornbread that was made in cast iron. Yeah. That's it.
So we actually had one at the Pearl.
Oh man, the Pearl
that came out in a cast iron, and it was so good. So there's high expectations here.
There are pretty high expectations. It's not in the cast iron, so points are docked off already for it not being in a cast iron. But then again, I don't think they could give it away for, I think, $8 if they're giving you a whole cast iron. But they do that when they do like those cast iron cookies that you buy in the store that come out around Christmas time.
I don't think those are actual cast iron. I think those are aluminum. That's
big talk.
I could be wrong.
I feel like
so. Should we tell the foodies about our mishap? About this. So we actually recorded season 2, episode 1 back in October of 2021.
We really tried to get back on it.
We weren't actually gone that long.
We were still in the apartment, and we had recorded a whole episode. Like, we were done eating, getting through a whole episode. I'm going to try this cornbread right now.
Is it good? It's good?
It's good, but the butter at the Pearl was better.
Oh.
It was like a sweet and salty butter.
Yeah.
This might have been a whipped butter, but it melted in the car. So, as stated previously in the podcast, we know that food won't taste exactly the same as if you were going to sit down and eat it in a restaurant when you get takeout. There are some, minor differences when you do that, but overall it's good. It's not spicy.
Yeah.
Like I thought it'd be, but
That's fair.
it's good.
So, anyways, we recorded this podcast back in like October. Got done, and I looked over at my computer that was recording our audio into the software, and it had stopped recording. So we had a video with just a bunch of footage, if you're watching on YouTube, and
No sound, no
like
podcast.
5 minutes of sound. So yeah, so we got really discouraged.
We could have voiced over it and did like an ASMR type of situation.
That's called ADR. ASMR is like,
Ew. Well, we could have whispered. No, some
Yeah.
people really like whispering. ASMR is like gentle sounds. Isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
ADR is audio dialogue replacement.
Well, we could have done that and kind of told you the gist, but anyway, it was just us silently eating, I guess, with
Yeah, so
the food. We did Marcella's, which was delicious as always.
oh yeah, it was 10 out of 10. So
Okay, these are really good.
these
green beans.
fries and also this ketchup is super good, actually.
Thank you, Heinz, for sponsoring the ketchup.
No, this is not Heinz
I'm
ketchup.
sure.
No, taste it. It's not Heinz.
It's like it's like
See, don't make fun of
it's
me.
like it's like sriracha.
Yeah, I know. It's like super good ketchup.
Oh, there's a sriracha shortage. So much has happened since the last time we've talked to you guys.
I think we were still wearing masks the last time
We
talked.
were. We're kind of not doing that anymore. We didn't in school. We kind of started. It's the summer now, so nobody is. But
Everyone's outside.
we moved houses. We bought a house.
Oh,
In
man.
this economy, I don't know how we did it.
We bought a big
Yeah, I'm
house
so
for
sure.
our dog.
Yes, technically, this is the largest dog house that we could have bought ourselves. That's true. We love it. We're so happy that we're in a house.
Yeah.
We really can't believe that the bank was like, yeah, okay.
It doesn't seem real. Yeah.
Yeah, give it to them. But
Yeah.
we couldn't
Somehow
have done that.
we got it before interest rates went up. So
We couldn't have done that without my mom, who really,
yeah. Bryn Daddy.
she really spearheaded
Shout out
that
to you.
thank you machine. The economy for the housing market, it seems to have only gotten worse too. So shout out to everybody looking for a house right now. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers. I got a new job.
Oh yeah. You don't teach there anymore. You gotta get rid of that shirt.
I'm going to keep this one. But
Well, I guess you don't have to get rid of it. You just like can't wear it to school.
yeah, that would be probably not the move, but okay, I'm going to try the chicken.
Poppy's joining us back here. What are you doing, Pop?
Hello. Ew.
Did you guys hear that? She just burped.
That was really loud. I think that picked up. That wasn't me. Yeah, I got a new job, and it's not a 45-minute job drive anymore. So,
That
pumped about
means-
that.
You know what that means? I can wake up later for work. Because you don't have to be leaving so early.
For those of you who don't know, Alex is a morning person, and he wakes up before me every day before I go to work, and he packs my lunch and makes my coffee. And in the winter, in our apartment, if it was applicable, he would go out and start my car for me. So he was just an angel baby saint. He was so good. He helped me carry things down to my car. He'd walk Poppy before we both went to work. He's a saint.
It's not that much work.
It's
It,
it's really nice. Poppy. Anyway,
we've got a third party here.
yeah,
Poppy.
joining the podcast. But yeah, that is going to be a shorter drive, so we can get up a little bit later. So thanks. I'm going to be teaching. I was teaching 4th grade math science. Now I'm going to be teaching 5th grade just math. So I'm pumped to only be teaching one subject.
Yeah, that's really cool because then you don't have to plan for as much. You have to remember more kids' names, but
After the first week, it's usually not too bad, but
This burger is so good. Sorry,
is it
not to
bourbony?
not
I
to
was gonna
interrupt.
ask.
Yeah, and also the bacon is like candied. and,
Ooh.
like falls apart in your mouth. Do you want a bite?
Yeah, you want some of my chicken?
Yeah.
Should we?
Little switch, switch,
Swoosh.
switcheroo.
Here, I'll give you a bite on a fork like a normal person.
Oh, that's good. That's
That
good.
was our third party.
Yeah. There's some dog barking in the background. Yeah, take a bite.
It's her house. We're just living in it.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna go close that window.
That's a smoky burger.
Actually, good girl, Poppy. Stay out here. You're interrupting the podcast.
These green beans are real garlicky. So
Are they? Oh,
we
so
already
you're
know.
happy?
So you already know it's good. I'm sorry to Joe and Joe Brown only, but I kind of don't trust you as much because you allegedly don't like garlic. It just is it's a flag. It's a red flag.
Allegedly.
Okay, but because like I make things with garlic in it all the time, and he's like, "Oh, it was really good," and I'm like, either he's lying or he actually doesn't know what garlic tastes like because it's in almost everything, and I think he actually likes it.
Scandal.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Doesn't actually know what garlic tastes like.
I don't think he likes the smell when it's cooking, which I'm like, okay, maybe I'll give him that. But the way it tastes is so good. It's so good. It's the season of life. She's hammering it up. Mm-hmm. Speaking of, I've got a little game for us while we eat.
Okay.
It's all over TikTok. And
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry, Joe, again.
That's a cybersecurity risk.
We're breaching. Anyway, so I give you like a rating of a fellow or a fella, and I give you like a stipulation, like she's a 9, but she lets her toenails grow out way longer than what they should.
Like, how long are we talking?
Like they cut her socks. And then you would give a new rating, like she's not a 9 anymore. It would go down or up, depending on how gross you are.
Is she open to change? She's firm about her
She comes.
position
I
on-
mean, she comes into the relationship. That's what she brings to the table.
Okay.
She's a 9, so I guess you should infer.
Does she wear sandals often?
Well, it's summertime. That's the only thing she wears, I guess, because if she doesn't cut her toenails, then like her socks would be absolutely ruined.
Oh, I just choked.
Thinking about toenails, or
No, it went down the wrong tube.
take a drink.
6.
6.
Yeah.
That's fair. And when I say like 9,
Well,
do
I
you
mean, if she's a 9, like, and that's the only thing about her, then I can deal with that, I guess.
Oh, so you really think still 9?
No, I don't think that. I just don't think it. I think if she was like a 7, it would bring her down to like a 3.
Really?
Yeah. I think it depends. That's a high rating. So like, if that's the only flaw, I can deal with long toenails for that.
What if she were a 10 and she never cut her toenails?
8.
So still pretty high.
Yeah.
Like 10 everywhere else. That's fair. That's fair. Are we going on looks alone, or are we like considering factors like personality? This is just a game.
I think it's hard to judge with the rating, so I'm going looks.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's a 7,
Okay.
but he sleeps with a teddy bear of his mom.
Of his mom,
Yeah, it has her face on it.
he's a 3. That is some, like, Bates Motel nonsense. Absolutely not.
Okay, he's a 10, but sleeps with the teddy bear of his mom. And he's the sweetest guy. He's so nice.
I dropped
like, but he sleeps with a teddy bear with his mom's face on it.
I guess no, that's still, like, he's still a 3. Like, that's so weird. Like, okay. Follow-up question. Did his mom, like, die or something, or is she alive? Because I feel like that would
she lives in a
change it.
different state. He barely sees her.
And he's a 10?
He's a good guy.
4. At best.
Okay.
She is an 8,
Okay.
but she eats only McDonald's for lunch every day.
1. No, there's got to be good food.
She's an 8 though.
No.
Firm no.
She's gonna probably die prematurely.
I think premature death means, like, in womb. I don't think that applies to outside the womb, but
He's a 4, but he cooks and is willing to cook with you. And, like, does everything for you. Like, you don't have to lift a finger.
he's a 7. Cooking in the kitchen with me, that's an awful fine line of, like, do I want you in the kitchen? Are you in the way? Or is it helpful? There's a fine line, I think.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
She's a 9, but she insists that the earth is flat.
Negative 12. I can't do it. Absolutely not. I wouldn't even touch that girl.
Why? Why does that bother you?
That's bad. I shouldn't say that.
You wouldn't,
I
like,
wouldn't
even, like,
yeah,
think about.
consider. I wouldn't
you
even
wouldn't even
consider.
consider that girl. She's automatically.
Yeah. No, would not even consider that girl.
Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know why that bothers you so much.
That's not true.
It's just she's
That
just
is
wrong.
Just
She's
flat
just
out. That is not true.
flat.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
He's an 8, but he's obsessed with Game of Thrones. And I mean,
Why?
he's watched it like 10 times.
Ooh, why? What was he, an 8?
Yeah.
He's a 3. He's a 3. It's not because that's, like, the best historical fiction out there. It's not like being obsessed with, like, Little Women. It's not even, like, the same as Pride and Prejudice. Like, that's graphic. I don't know. I guess I feel, and it's not for me, like, the series, I'm sure.
This is normal ketchup.
Was the other one actually just sriracha?
I don't know. They're not the same thing, though. Maybe this was like a southern ketchup?
Southern ketchup? No, it's not Heinz, it's Hans. Hans.
Hans, honey.
Did you hear Dolly Parton came out with, like, her own cake mix?
Dolly Parton? Mm-hmm. Really?
Jumping in the bed, jumping in the kitchen. Jumping out of bed. Yeah. Yeah, she made her own, like, line of boxed cakes. and I hear they are delicious. I don't think we have access to them because
Better
we're in
than Miss
Ohio.
Marie?
I don't know. Who's Marie? Marie Callender? Marie doesn't do box. She does frozen.
She does box, doesn't she?
No.
Oh, okay.
Marie does like pot pies and like she does sweet and savory actually.
Oh.
No, Betty Crocker is quaking.
That's what I meant. I confused them.
Betty Crocker.
Marie Callender's Betty Crocker.
Marie. Nobody does a dessert like Marie.
Well, frozen.
Yeah, it's a frozen pie, whatever. But like, you can't tell me that like if somebody brought a Marie Callender pumpkin pie to a function that you wouldn't be like, that's the best pumpkin pie I've ever had, and then they'd be like, it's Marie, and then you'd be like, I knew it. It had to have been because it's the best pumpkin pie.
That happens at your family gatherings like every single.
It happens every year too. We're like, who made the pie? And they were like, Marie, and we were like, of course she did, because it's unbeatable.
Because she's a family member.
Why try to reinvent the wheel if they've perfected pumpkin pie and her name is Marie Callender?
Pumpkin pie either slaps or it's like really bad. Like makes me sick bad.
Really? Mm-hmm. It's interesting. I think it might be a texture thing.
It's kind of like eggs.
Oh, eggs are like, I don't know why eggs are like this, but like they are either like the best thing ever or they are the worst. And like immediately you're like, the texture's not right.
And sometimes it's like in the middle of while you're eating it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's like,
Sometimes it's mid bite and you're like, should I swallow it? Should I spit it out? I mean, you don't know what to do. And then there are some things where I'm like, I could eat this every day. And then I do until I'm sick of it. Like for a while, I was really hooked on the pretzel crisps, the buffalo ones. And I would put a little bit of cream cheese on top. And
I got
then,
over those a lot faster than you did.
Oh, I love those. And then on top of the cream cheese, on top of the like spicy pretzel crisp, I would put a ton of everything bagel seasoning. That was the best snack until I got sick this past winter. Fall, winter.
Yeah.
It was not good. In everything, like the thought of anything, for some reason now, I've associated like me being like stomach throw up-y type of sick with the brand Tillamook. The good cheese, like the good dairy brand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now every time I even see the logo, it's so crazy how like your mind can be like trained to like see a certain thing and you're like, nope. Absolutely no. Has that ever happened to you? Like you've gotten sick and then you're like, I can't eat that ever again.
Yeah. Old Bag of Nails.
Okay, that's fair.
I vomit in my mouth every single time I see that place.
Okay, that's a little dramatic. I've never seen the restaurant.
So I got like severe, and I mean absolutely severe food poisoning a couple of years ago. Like couldn't lay down, couldn't sit up straight. I had to sit at like a 45-degree angle. Otherwise I would get sick. And I like was both ends like every half hour. Couldn't keep anything down.
I hope nobody decided to eat with us like while they were listening to the podcast because that was a lot.
I couldn't even go to the doctor. I had to do a teledoc. And then Tony, who was on last season, had to go to the pharmacist and pick up my prescription. And yeah, that was not good. I will not even go near Old Bag of Nails ever again.
I wonder if a bunch of people got sick after that because I mean that was obviously it. Like
there were several other people. They weren't as bad as me, but they said they got sick too.
That's so crazy.
I think what it was I think we were in a large group, and I think that they tried to bring our food out at the same time, and I think they set it out, and it got bad.
That's one thing.
It was after a Christmas Eve service.
That's one thing after like being post-pandemic that it's just like it's real questionable now is like going to a buffet. First of all, I think I'm just like completely done with buffets. Even at like weddings that we've been to and it's a buffet, I'm like, I hope somebody is like actually like ladling out portions for you. I don't know. You just never know.
Well, that wasn't a buffet.
And to further the point, it was like
Oh.
you also don't want to like be in too big of a group of people because they wait
Yeah.
to give you the food until everybody's food is done, and like
Yeah.
that's just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then who knows how long it was sitting out, like until you got it like under a warmer.
I was so hungry. That was like 10:30 at night. I hadn't eaten dinner yet.
But that did not deter you from eating burgers.
Oh, yeah.
is the thing.
Yeah. Because it was a burger.
Yeah, and so I don't know, like when I think about like certain cream cheese things now, like even some things, I'm like, no,
I'm
It's
a
been-
bottomless pit.
it's been months. My gosh. So the answer is no.
Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about then.
I've never met her. One time in high school, I got sick on Johnny Marzetti, which is
I
probably
don't really like Johnny Mazzotti in the first place.
that's one of the worst things to get sick on because first of all, pasta, delicious. Second of all, like just like ground beef, like just a pretty simple
Yeah.
ground beef. It was just hard to find things after that sounded okay.
Yeah.
I was unwell.
Was that a school Johnny Marzetti?
No,
Oh.
it was not.
Our school's Johnny Marzetti looked bad. It never made me want Johnny Marzetti ever.
It's so funny because I remember like distinctly some things the school would be so good. I loved it. And then other things I distinctly remember being like, that was horrific. Horrific. Like Huntington had breakfast pizza. Some kids really, I mean, loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. That was not it for me, to say the least. I would think, I don't know.
We used to have, there was a period where Waverly had really good burgers. I mean, not like gourmet burgers or anything, but like,
Those frozen patty burgers.
yeah, like for frozen patties, they were really good. But then they like changed them and they were never good. And they like always had like slimy stuff on them. It was like it was the grease that it like fried,
Ew.
but it was like, they were not good after a certain period.
Your school had the best concession stands. So when we'd
Oh,
go to
really?
Waverly, oh yes, don't ever be catching you talk bad about Waverly's concession stand. Their homemade hot dog sauce that went on the nachos.
There's homemade hot dog sauce in the night.
Get out of town. Get out of town. It was like a delicious, sweet, like almost sloppy Joe type of mixture.
Yeah, okay.
You don't know what I'm talking
I'm
about
not a
at all?
big like event nacho guy.
It came in a
I know
walking
you
taco.
are.
It came in a nacho. It came on hot dogs.
Well, they used to do the walking tacos over at the Band Boosters concession.
That will keep me going back to high school sporting events. Somebody else making me a taco in a bag. There's something about like doing it at home. It's like if you do it at home, you're like kind of like trashy. Getting it out, elite.
Come and get your tacos.
Come get a taco in a bag.
You have done that
from a
though.
concession stand,
Come on.
and they're not as good. You know when they were good, I made them for my class for this past.
So it's really just not eating them at home.
Right, eating
It's
them
not
in
a
your
home
house feels
dish.
wrong, but eating them out and about feels elite to
Okay.
me.
Okay.
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 And the audacity to upcharge them to be like $8 at like the pumpkin show when we went this past year. Horrific. That was not worth $8. That is when I felt personally victimized by the cost of
The
taco in
only
a bag.
thing I remember about the pumpkin show every year, is the Ohio Health booth, the map,
Heck yeah.
where you get a pin with your location.
Heck yeah.
That's the only. And they have cappuccinos.
They have
there.
a pumpkin cappuccino, and it is delightful. And we bought the souvenir mug, so next time we go back, it should only be like $1. You heard it here first.
I just want you to know something. When we moved to this house, we got rid of those because
No.
Because you said we're never gonna bring those back. We don't have room for them, and we donated. There's someone
Roll the
that
tape.
goes to Volunteers of America.
Roll the
and is
tape.
gonna pick up those pumpkin show mugs. That's gonna get a free or $1.
I guess like we don't go to pumpkin show like religiously. Like we go maybe like once when it's happening because I worked in Circleville.
Yeah. Who knows? Actually, now that
Yeah,
you
I
don't
guess
work there
like now
anymore.
that I don't work in Circleville anymore, like I don't know if we'll take the trip to go to pumpkin show. I don't know.
We shall see. We
It's-
could.
oh my
we
goodness,
could do
it's
a
kinda coming
mobile
up.
episode. We could bring a cameraman and do a mobile podcast.
Are you that said cameraman?
No, I have friends.
All right. This was delicious.
You're gonna break my iPad if you stand there.
I kind of maybe picked all of like the breading off and ate it first.
We got dessert.
Oh, jeez, Louise. We did get dessert because we're all out. We're all out for this. Hold on, I'm not done with the cornbread. I want one more piece of cornbread.
Oh my gosh! I'll go get the dessert.
What happened? Okay, I'm not lying. I have dropped more
folks.
things on myself in this meal.
There's somewhere in this video where I dropped a little tiny fry and I went like this. You folks hang on. I'm gonna go get the dessert.
Okay.
She's gonna have cornbread.
The butter like remulsified, like it's
We
like
got
more of a-
cords, so it's hard to get out of here.
That's interesting. I actually think it's a honey butter.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Is this the only thing? The ice cream?
We just ordered ice cream. No, the the pie's in the microwave.
Oh, okay.
They served it warm, so I was trying to preserve it, probably in vain, but that's okay.
I need a fork. Do you need a new fork?
So you know how much I love your Grandpa Boyer. I love him so much. He always asks me about school. But I will never forget the time that he wouldn't let anybody have a new fork at Thanksgiving for dessert between dinner and dessert. He was adamant about not letting anybody have a new fork. And it was amazing. And your mom and her sisters were like, you can have a fork. They were like sneaking us forks.
It's like contraband.
Yeah.
Oh, should I have gotten spoons?
Whatever.
Yeah, okay.
So for dessert, we have this slice of pie
It was pecan
with chocolate. It was pecan with chocolate chunks.
bourbon. I don't know.
I think it was pecan bourbon with chocolate
Well,
chunks.
Suburban.
But Suburban. It was like the description on the website for the dessert. Yeah, it was pecan pie with chocolate chunks in it. So
Okay. Well, here we go.
here we go.
It's got a layer of pecans on the bottom. Oh, speaking of new restaurants, we tried out a new coffee shop today.
It was good.
Downtown Columbus, Parable Coffee. So.
Ooh. What the heck is that? It's like
Cold.
it's caramely.
Hold up a minute.
It's flaky. It's delicious. Did you take a Lactaid?
Heck no. Do I ever?
Yeah. Oh man. It almost tastes like cookie dough.
This is so good. Wait.
It's the chocolate in the bottom. Okay, why are nuts by itself? Like nuts by themselves are disgusting, but if you
Oh, I
add
like
chocolate,
nuts.
no,
I just eat
you're
nuts.
wrong. But if you add chocolate to nuts, then it becomes an elevated dessert, and you're like, "Wow, I'm healthy and I'm having fun." I've dropped this piece like 4 times.
What are your plans for tonight?
We've been watching How to Get Away with Murder, the 2012 show. Yes, that's
Well,
right.
it went to like 2020. It just ended like 2 years
Did
ago.
it really?
Yeah.
When you said 2020 was 2 years ago, I must have laughed at you, but then I realized that it was true. We're on the other side of 2022. Like, it's half over.
I want to see the world.
Not half your
We've
life.
got to see all 7 continents by the end of 2020.
Not the end of your life.
2022.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
already
I was
missed
like,
2020.
we missed that goal if it's 2020. We are going on vacation soon.
Yeah.
That'll be really fun. We're taking a cruise.
Yeah.
Jordan, your brother is getting married.
Jordan and Jonathan are getting married, so we're gonna take a cruise with them. They're getting married before the cruise.
Bermuda, Jamaica.
We're going to Honduras.
I'm gonna take you.
And
Bermuda, Bahama.
no, not the Bahamas or Bermuda.
Key Largo.
Honduras and
Montego.
Mexico. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm not going to Kokomo either. I had this friend in high school and she moved to Kokomo, but I realized that there was a Kokomo in Indiana. Not like the cool Kokomo in the song.
No, that's the one they're talking about.
Oh, okay, right. Like Aruba, Jamaica, Kokomo, Indiana. Right.
Kokomo, Indiana.
Oh my gosh, do you think it's close to Gary, Indiana?
Gary. Yeah, it's by the ocean or by the lake.
Like where they filmed The Music Man? Have you ever watched The Music Man?
No, but you said that you claim that Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is shockingly similar to The Music Man.
I think it's they were probably, I would bet my hat, they were filmed around the same time. It kind of has that gradient look, you know.
Of a 60s musical?
Yeah. But I also watched it around the same time I watched West Side Story for the first time, the original one. And then I thought all gangs just kind of like snapped out their problems. And like had dance-offs.
That's what a gang fight is. Whenever there's a...
Instead of actual like altercations, they would just break it down. So you could, well, I mean, think of the humiliation. Then they have to live with themselves. If you lost a dance-off in the streets, then you have to live with yourself. Like in a normal gang fight, like with guns and knives, like maybe somebody could die with their pride. But
You
like,
ever seen The Outsiders?
I have.
They did not sing and dance their problems away.
I remember very little of The Outsiders. I don't actually remember Ponyboy being that golden. But yeah. I did watch The Giver for the first time without reading the book, so it did feel like a party I was not invited to.
I like The Giver. Giver's good. Yours?
There's one by half. They're The Giver is an old book, right?
Yeah, I think it was the 60s.
When did the movie come out? Because I feel like the movie
when we were in
came out-
high school.
Well, I
Yeah.
felt like it came out to combat. I mean, not combat. I guess it went along with the dystopian theme.
Yeah,
that
whenever
was,
like dystopia was really.
you know. I dropped that too. Don't look.
It was like really cool to like do dystopian stories.
And now we're living in one.
Oh,
Like it really, like it really prepared us. You know how like it's just like it's ingrained, kind of like migration is ingrained in like certain animals. I get that same feeling, but it's with the feeling that I have to rewatch all the Twilight movies. It's like an inherent
every year.
sense. Yeah, like how animals feel like they have to travel back to a certain place every year. I feel like I have to watch the Hunger Games
You just
all
said
in one
Twilight.
day. They're interchangeable.
Wow.
I feel called to all of them. Harry Potter, Twilight, the Hunger Games. Like I just finished watching all the Harry Potters in 2 days.
Yeah,
I wish there were more. I was really disappointed with
good job, hippie.
Fantastic Beasts. See, this is the point in the summer where everybody's like, those teachers don't deserve that pay. But then it's like all year is a struggle. Like we struggle all year and And then we get to June and July and they're like, I wish those teachers would get a job.
Shocking. Time off.
Time off.
Time for your mental health.
Ow. It is nice to not have the Sunday scaries in the heat of the summer. Sorry, you don't know what that's like.
No, I don't.
But
I never
you
will.
get to go to the bathroom whenever you want. So that's the trade-off.
Not whenever. I can't like leave a meeting. Depending on the meeting.
I can't leave a meeting either, and it turns out I'm meeting all day. It's called teaching. That's not like a special circumstance. I bet you could though, like since a lot of your
depending on the meeting, I probably could actually.
Yeah, but if you knew about the meeting all day, why wouldn't you go before? Having known.
Maybe I was busy.
You don't hold it when you're busy. I know you don't. Because I saw on TikTok where this girl started doing workouts for the whole time her husband went to the bathroom. And she was timing it and she was like, so far, 47 minutes. I'm 47 minutes into a workout. So I think I'm going to start doing that. So I'm really toned. And then by the end of the summer, he won't even know why I'm so ripped. It's because every time he's in the bathroom, I'll
You'll be like,
You'll
be like Natalie Portman Thor.
Natalie Portman won't be a good Thor.
What?
She would have been a good Iron Man. Iron Lady.
Well, I disagree with the statement that she won't be a good Thor, but I do think she would have been a better Iron Man,
Iron
woman,
Man.
lady, whatever, Iron person. I don't know what you're going to call him at that point, but
I think she just would have been more, she's clever. She was smart. She was like more
yeah.
that side, whereas like Thor was just sheer power.
But to be fair, how would they have worked out that story? Because she was already established.
Well, they wouldn't have. Pepper's going to be the new
Yeah, which
controversial. Gwyneth Paltrow is going to be the new.
I will go on record saying I don't think Gwyneth Paltrow is that good of an actress. And
Ouch! That's probably false. I just hear she's problematic.
And yes,
when I talked to her last week.
Plus, also, there's all that stuff. So
I just heard she was controversial from my friends, you know, who work close with her.
Yeah,
That she's kind of
your
controversial.
WeWork friends.
Yeah, I mean, but other than that, so Natalie Portman recently did an interview where she said that she like forgot she was in the Star Wars movies.
No, it wasn't Natalie Portman that forgot she was in it. It was Taika Waititi. Asked her if she wanted to be in his Star Wars movie because he's directing Thor: Love and Thunder.
Who?
He's the director. He directed.
And then she was like, "I was already in Star Wars."
Yeah, and he's an actor too. And she was like, I've already been in Star Wars movies.
How embarrassing!
Because it was after this one wrapped. Yeah.
How they would just bring back.
Yeah.
They would just bring back Luke and Leia's mom, just like inconspicuously.
What you're confusing it with was when Elizabeth Olsen said that she didn't know what's his name, Jim from The Office,
No,
even
that's
though
not
they
what
were
I'm
in a
thinking.
scene together.
No, that's not what I'm thinking.
Oh, well, that did happen.
I thought she like forgot she was in a Star Wars movie. Well, Gwyneth Paltrow did forget she was in all those Spider-Man movies.
Oh yeah. That. Apparently, there's a lot of trouble with Marvel actors remembering, or Marvel people remembering what movies they've been in.
To be fair, there have been like 1,000 of them.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
I think they're slowly like,
Yeah.
and I think maybe that's just that they're not marketed towards us anymore. Like they're for a younger population.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that, how Marvel movies have really, they're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
Not as gripping as the original ones.
Gritty. I
I don't know if I'd say any are gritty per se.
Well,
That was delicious.
yeah, that was great.
All right, give your overall thoughts.
Great flavor.
Yeah.
That was a well-cooked burger. That random ketchup that I had, that apparently is not in
Heinz.
the other one.
That was like a Sriracha Heinz. That was
Yeah,
really good.
that was good. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, definitely worth a try. Yeah.
I really liked my chicken as well. I think it didn't, something that was really good was that the gravy didn't make my chicken soggy, and it's kind of hard to accomplish that, especially when you get a to-go order.
Yeah.
The green beans were amazing. They were still a little bit crunchy. They were garlicky.
Okay.
My mashed potatoes, they didn't give me enough. Would have loved to seen more of that. But the dessert and the cornbread they were both really good.
Yeah. Oh, this pie was incredible.
We were a little late to pick it up. I'd say about
Like 5 minutes.
5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But overall, and then we had to travel with it home. So overall, I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cheers to season 2.
Cheers to season 2. Thanks for coming back after a week off.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.